Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page, in which I try to talk about common sense, and I try to keep it down under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, I'm very fucking important, and not important to liberals, libertarians, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. And of course, if you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast, you put it down below. God damn it. I'm explicit. Listener's discretion is advised. I can be cringy as fuck whenever I want. Of course, I don't break any policies on the YouTube. The only thing is that I gotta change my listener's discretion is advised to age restricted, because we have a lot of children, even of age children in society. But anyway, let's get on with the subject now here. Today's topic will be about, slavery, I know I talked about this before. I'm pretty sure I have, though. Slavery, I started learning about slavery when I was like 17 years old, Okay, so when I look at slavery, I'm thinking like, I have not been a slave. As I said before, I talk about common sense. I'm not really a politician, nor do I really get into politics, because politics is really easy to me. It's about the capitalist, it's about the socialist, and then it's about those people who just don't give a fuck. The Democratic Party, But anyway, back to my I digress here. So when I was 17 years old, I was never a slave. So when I see niggas sitting around in the hood, which I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, I kind of like figured that they're gonna use slavery or Willie Lynch syndrome, Jim Crow laws as a crutch, And then I'm like, with all these opportunities, you're gonna talk to me about slavery. You're gonna talk to me about the past. And I couldn't relate to them because I was freely going into the goddamn library, reading all sorts of articles, and then I realized there's two types of people in the world. As I went into the library in the hood, this is in Brooklyn, New York, I remember clear as fucking day, I never see no niggas in there. So I started thinking about eugenetics and shit. I started trying to understand human behavior, and I said human behavior comes from eugenetics. So long story short, I just started getting smarter motherfuckers, and then started staying away from people because people are just liberal about things. They don't want to do no fucking research. Fuck all of the technicalities of slavery or anything else. I just said I was never a slave. That's one. Number two, I have opportunity to read. That's two. Number three, I got opportunity to use a computer, have certain property and individual things that I can try to earn. That's number three. And I'm walking around the freest country I was told when I was 17 and 18. And then I found out the hardcore reason. I started dwelling in the past about how slavery was a choice, which it was really a choice, And then I started realizing how much people do not have common sense, And then I'm like, why don't people just leave the fucking country? And I'm like, that's what I did. I traveled to Ethiopia and shit, and I found out that I wanted to stay out in Ethiopia, even though most of the country was like, and Ethiopia was a shithole, naturally. They literally had shitholes in the ground, But I wanted to stay out there simply because of the fact that my wife was a virgin and shit. But since I have the Holy Spirit within myself, I'm not really intrigued to not listen to my voices, because if I don't listen to my goddamn voices, but they be fucking with me all fucking day. Sometimes I got these fucking headsets on because this how it kind of muffles them for some reason. My medication I take at times, depending on how loud they motherfucking get. But that's my question here. Is that if blacks are worth $2 trillion, and blacks can actually help one another out of the ghetto, which they can actually, if all of the blacks got together in America, and let's pay each and every person $100,000, we shouldn't have no reparation problems, But reparations is needed, however, because of the pathology of history of those blacks who were incarcerated wrongfully, however, through racism. I just found out a little while ago that this guy was in jail for like 40 fucking years. He just got the fuck out. All because he just said, he called the white woman a cracker or some shit like that. I forgot what it was. I think he was trying to save her life. I don't remember what the story was. But that was fucking terrible fucking story. I was so upset. So reparations is needed to be given to those elders who are still living, who remember those days that they got their own property taken. So if you got some elder and his property was taken, take it to court. They probably will reward you anyway. Take it to Supreme Court. Get yourself some education, man. That's my gripe about slavery. Okay, when Conrad West stood up to the stage and talked about his choice, everything's a goddamn choice. True freedom relies right here, not in the body. Your body may be contained, but you're still always fucking free. Don't let nobody tell you you ain't truly free if your body's in shingles and in shams or in chains. But of course, people don't want to leave the country. I said, you can leave the country. There's certain shortcuts and loops. You can do some research and shit. You could try to find some white friends. If you want to get rich, it's all on really who you know and how innovative you are. That's all it takes, man. But you know there's a consequence behind every fucking action, right? You keep it simple. You keep it alpha. You don't need to worry about the history of anything. I truly believe that history is destructive. It is not something that it's like a reform, okay? It is not something that should be used, because when people start learning about their history, oh my mother, that changes the future of a person's perspective, right? We're just trying to use common sense here. I really look up to Larry Elder and Thomas Sowell and Candace Owens and shit. But I'm telling you right now, since they're so political, they don't try to use common sense all of the time. They just go on facts of the history, okay? I don't really dwell in the past of politics and shit. I just know for a fact that if I'm sitting right here and I can go over there and I don't say shit to nobody, this is the freest country in the world because it has the most diverse individuals in the world, regardless of the history of the white gorilla of the past. Because usually 9 times out of 10, I think the only time you should focus on someone's past is either if they're a virgin or they're not a virgin. Do they have education? Do they like education? Little simple shit like that. Can they follow instructions? You know, common sense type stuff that you should know. That if a person tries to stab you in the back, you got a plan to cover your own ass. CYA. Cover your own ass. Because I'm the most stablest motherfucker there is until I take a bitch out or a nigga out with magic. But that sounds mystical to you. But that's another subject. Don't worry about me. I'm safe. I'm a demiurge god in a human body. And then we got people in this world who goddamn feel that they are the only human beings on this goddamn planet. Are you out of your mind to say that? Are you out of your goddamn mind to goddamn say, oh, we are the most intelligent race on this fucking planet? But you forgetting out the shapeshifters. You forgetting out all those invisible species and shit. You don't know nothing about no aliens or no greys, or you don't know about lizard people. You don't know nothing. They living amongst us and shit right now, watching us like little fucking children. Okay, but I digress here. Please, you guys. Stop focusing so much on the history. Stop it. Stop. Get off the media. Do something different, man. Keep moving around and shit. If you got schizophrenia or some illness, move the fuck around. Do something different. Do something different. Don't sit on your ass, because most people in the world are fucking parasites and they need to die by the motherfucking COVID. I said that shit. That's right. I'm only gonna say that shit. COVID-19 is a fucking blessing in disguise. Nanotechnology. People who fear the fucking forced vaccination of the COVID. These are all positive things to me, motherfucker. But to you motherfuckers who listen to me, if you got this fucking far, you are a blessing, because you like to hear the real shit like Mark fucking Twain. You like to hear the real shit like fucking Glenn Beck. Okay. You like to hear the real shit like Michael Savage. Yeah. You like to hear the real shit that comes on the middle of the night, George Norrie, coast to coast. But you don't know nothing, because you don't stay up at 3 a.m. You don't know anything, goddammit. You never saw an alien in your life before. You don't know shit. But slavery still exists, because you keep focusing on that past. You keep focusing on that past and that history without worrying about your common sense and your God from within. Fuck the God from without. And everybody who's religious is also lost. Get out of that fucking religion. The one thing I'm curious about is Candace and fucking Larry Elder and religious. I'm still wondering about that shit though. If they're religious, Jordan Peterson, they ain't aware. They're not aware. Okay. They're not aware. Okay. But I'm aware, because I was never religious. When I was 7 years old, I broke free from that religion. All that indoctrination, all that shit is waste of time. Peace and love to brothers and sisters. I'd like to know what's my page, because I'm about to cook me a goddamn, I'm about to cut this fucking pie up. This is an apple Dutch pie, goddammit. And I'm hungry. Follow me, goddammit, and donate to my cause. Peace.